Hey there, friends and enemies, Joby here again, and today I want to go over why I believe more people should be selling sports card lots on eBay and Facebook Marketplace a little bit as well. But I do believe this is a great way to get rid of some cards you may not be interested in, but other people might really enjoy. And I rip a lot. I also get like random lots and stuff from my local flea market, so I find myself with a lot of cards that aren't necessarily for me, but are not bad cards. There are cards that I think other people would be interested in. I don't necessarily want to just hand them away if I think I can get a little bit of value for them and use that value to turn around and buy more cards that I want in my collection. So if you look at the lots that I do, typically I will do about 14 cards, and a lot of people ask me how I am able to do 14 cards on a lot. Essentially, I'm shipping standard ESE $1.32, and I'll use a longer envelope, and in these longer envelopes that are about this long, I will split the cards into 2 stacks of 7, and I've never had an issue shipping this way, especially when it's cheap cards. I will typically put the sturdier cards towards the outside. They will all be in penny sleeves, and I've not had any returns or anything else that is a problem. The reason this works is because the envelope is still foldable, which is part of the problem with sending it into a standard envelope. Oftentimes they'll have like something that is hard in the middle, and that doesn't allow for it to bend and go through some of the machines. Now, not everyone is going to want to ship this way. If you are going to do bigger lots, you will have to do more shipping, so it'll be $5 shipping. But what I found is I can sell a lot of these pretty easily with a lot of various inserts and rookie cards especially, or some old classics depending on what kind of combination I'm looking for. This one, you can see there's some of the new Topps Chrome, there's some rated rookies in here. Normally I will put a team or player lot together, and they sell pretty well, to be honest. Like, I'll have individual cards on here as well if they are above like $10, because if you have cards that are like in the $3 to $4 range, what I found is that oftentimes they'll undersell, they'll sell for $1 or $2, and it's just not worth it after shipping, because eBay calculates their fees after not only the shipping but also the taxes and everything. And so if I'm getting rid of some cards that other people might be interested in, you can pair like a numbered Jonathan Brooks with some Ted McMillan rookie cards here, and they pair well together and they sell pretty easily because a lot of people might be interested. But you also have some base cards in there as well that I might not necessarily be interested in, but fans of like the Carolina Panthers might be looking for. This one you can see is 13 cards, and the reason for that is it does have this little patch card there that is going to take up an extra slot. And again, not everyone is going to want to spend the time, energy, and effort in order to do this. I understand that completely. I think there's a lot of reasons why this might not be for everybody, but I do feel like it's one of those where if you are looking to minimize your loss with your rips, I think this is very important. So what I mean by that is oftentimes people get upset because they open up a blaster or a mega box and they feel like they got skunked. And that's a very frustrating feeling. You got nothing you want, you got no big cards, and it just feels like a wasted $25, $30, $35, or even like $60 or $70. But if you're able to turn some of that money that you spent into a little bit of gains, it mitigates that loss a little bit. And I think that's very, very important if you're operating in the margins, and you can list a lot of these very easily. It only takes me a couple minutes per lot, and I can have up to like 250 before eBay starts charging me fees. You'll see here my feedback. I have one negative feedback, and it wasn't on sports cards. It was for a item that I think there was a mistake between me and the person buying it. I offered a refund. They didn't want it. They wanted to keep the item, and it just led to kind of like a back and forth. That I think it happens whenever you're selling items to people. You're not going to have like a perfect setup. in my opinion, where there is a flawless record for most people. But 99.4 with over 178, I think is pretty good overall. And yeah, like this is especially true. Like I get a lot of these old lots, these old cards that, again, if somebody is a Tennessee Titans fan or Houston Oilers and you're looking for Steve McNair, and you've got your Eddie George and Warren Moon cards like that, that I don't personally collect, but I know a lot of other people might be interested in. Now, there are other ways to sell these cards as well. You can, if you go to a show, you can have a booth, you can sell at a local flea market or something like that. But in general, I think that that is a little cost prohibitive. If you have a job, it can be difficult to find the time to do all of that. And overall, it's just one of those things that I think is worthwhile. And you're not going to make a lot of money. I find that when I sell cards on Whatnot, I can make more money quickly. But if you're okay leaving these on eBay up for a while, there's going to be a lot of times where I will post something that I didn't personally think was going to sell, and it went in less than a day. And there's things that I thought are pretty interesting that other people might be looking for, and they don't sell at all. So it's kind of hit or miss, a little bit of a crapshoot. Now, some other things to remember. So all of mine are listed at under $10. I think once you start getting at cards above that, the value isn't there with bulking them together, and you might as well sell them individually. I always do the promotion at 2%. I feel like I've seen no difference from promoting it at 10 to 12% to compared to 2%. Like, some people might argue that it is different, but for me it's not, from what I've seen. And at the end of the day, you're like, I feel like as a collector more than a seller, like I don't feel like I am a vendor or anything like that. I'm not a shop. I am looking to try to put some of these cards in other people's hands that might be looking for them at a low rate. And these collectors might be just fans of the teams primarily, and so collectors of that specific thing. I collect a lot of 49ers cards that are not necessarily valuable to other people, but to me, I really enjoy them. Same thing for my other teams, same thing for some of the wrestling cards that I collect. And I think that's an important thing to remember. Just because something doesn't have value to you doesn't mean it doesn't have any value whatsoever. And I think too many people get caught up in, oh, is this going to be a big card? Is it going to net me a lot of money? Whereas if I sell 5, 7, 10 lots in a day, or sorry, not a day, I don't sell that many, but if I sell that many in a week, I could make like $30, $40. I could get a blaster or more for myself that I wouldn't otherwise want to pull. And so it is one of those things that it has to be worthwhile to you. If you're ever interested in learning more, definitely reach out in the comments down below, and I can do additional videos on the ways I list things on this channel. But yeah, my eBay is also on in the description down below as well. If you are curious and you want to take a look at some of my listings, kind of free promo there. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. My name is Jopa. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to go through the last few entries. Yeah, these are all everything that I have. Yeah, if you're curious, you want to see more, let me know. My name is Jopa. Have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.